Hi guys, I just want to give you a quick tutorial of what our chemistry class will look like on Canvas. So if you look at the screen here, this is the student view version from my computer, and you're going to see Chemistry 1 up here and whoever your teacher is next to that, and we really limited the options over here. So home screen, you're going to see a combination of things. You're going to see modules, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. And then over here, there's going to be some other buttons like looking at the calendar or notifications, and you're going to have a list of things to do. So if you look at this, there's 3 assignments here that are waiting to be done. They're due on August 30th by midnight. Don't wait till the last minute to do stuff, guys. Just do it. Do it. Keep chipping away at everything on your to-do list for all of your courses, and you're going to be totally fine in this hybrid or virtual world, okay? Modules is very similar to home, except it gets rid of that side panel with the to-do list and the calendar. So over here, you've got your modules. Now modules, what is a module? It's just a way to organize, to break down the course into small measurable chunks. Last year I used units for modules. This year I'm going to try out weeks. A unit could get long. It could have 40, 50 things to do in it. The weeks aren't going to have that many things to do, so I figured that would be a little bit easier for navigation purposes. This top module is course resources. That will always be on top. And then you'll see weeks kind of accumulate below. I haven't decided whether I want to keep week 1 at the top or if I want to keep the current week at the top and slide the old weeks to the bottom. But right now there's only 1 week because that's where we are. So in the resources, you'll see syllabus. If you are ever at school or somewhere and you don't have your textbook, we're going to check you out a textbook so you don't have to look at a screen all the time. But you don't have to bring that to school with you every day. And we're not going to be able to share books, so the virtual textbook would be where you would go if you wanted to use your textbook at school. And so right now we've got chapter 1 loaded up onto our virtual textbook, and when you click on that, it will load. It's like it's going a little slow, but then you'll see the chapter and you can zoom in and you can see the pages a little bit better as you zoom in. Okay, I'm going to go back to Canvas. Okay, so modules, back to modules. I want to talk about several things. One is when you look at each week, the module, I have it expanded out here. Week 1 is very short. If you can look at this one is an active link, the checklist, but these ones are grayed out. You're going to have to go and do all of the items in order to progress to the next item. So I won't be able to access this assignment until I've looked at the week 1 checklist. And so I'm going to organize each week this way. So I'll click the week 1 checklist. This is going to tell me everything that's on my to-do list for this week. Okay, so you can see first day of school, getting your Chromebook, logging into our Canvas course. And then your virtual tasks before you come back are to do the Canvas chemistry tutorial. That's what you're doing right now. Your personal profile and your warm-up, your first warm-up. So then you can click next and it'll take you to that next thing on the list. Okay, so this is what you're doing right now. You're watching this tutorial video. You're going to click submit assignment and you'll be able to answer these questions. Now, if you try to click next here, it won't let you go to the next assignment because you haven't submitted an assignment yet. So up at the top, you'll see this submit assignment button. You need to click that. And then you can still see the assignment up at the top. You can see the due date. You can see how much it's worth. Okay. Here's the questions you have to answer. You just click down here and start typing, and then you go ahead and click submit assignment. Okay. You have to do that in order to access the next thing. Now, assignments, their due dates are always going to be up here. Okay. August 30th. And again, if you have a whole bunch of things stacking up because you got behind or whatever might be the case, if you want to skip an assignment, you can't just jump it, but you can click submit like I did up in that corner, and then come here and you can say skip or skip for now, and that will allow you to submit the assignment because you've done something now, and then woohoo, you submitted the assignment. Now you'll be able to click next and it will actually take you to the next assignment. So if you do want to skip something temporarily, it's not a recommendation of mine, but that is a way to get around an assignment. Then you can go back later and do it and get some points for it. Okay. Let me think about this here. So scoring wise, you want to submit things by their due date if you want a chance for full credit. If you are late with an assignment, it depends on what kind of assignment it is, but it will get a deduction. So if it is a late homework assignment, you can get up to half credit as long as it is submitted but before you take the unit exam or the unit quiz for that unit. If you submit something after that, we're not giving you any credit for it. If it is a lab, it only loses 5 to 10% per day that it's late, and up to a maximum of 50%. So we will take late labs all the way through the semester, and those are worth more in your grades, so those are definitely more worthwhile. But late anything is better than not doing it, because not only do you get the chemical knowledge from the assignment, if it's a more of a chemistry assignment, not a personal profile, but you also are going to get some credit, and 50% is better than 0%. Mathematically, you're going to win every time there. But I want to show you a difference here. On the personal profile, instead of just a text entry, okay, this assignment, you're going to be telling me a little bit about yourself. I gave you a bunch of options so you can play around with these. A file upload, you can choose any file on your computer and upload it. So sometimes if you're doing a handwritten homework assignment, you could snap a picture of it and then upload it using this file upload option in the assignment. Text entry is what was on the previous page. You just type down here, enter some text. You can put a picture into a text entry by using this embed image button. You could link something. You could put a YouTube video in here. I mean, there's a lot of options up here, so make sure that you play around with this and you can see what the versatility that is in Canvas. Media, if you want to record yourself as a video, you can use the little camera on your Chromebook. If you click this, you can answer things verbally. You can introduce yourself in this assignment and tell us about yourself instead of typing it all out. You could do an audio recording. Whatever the case, you could use that. Google Drive, now as a pretend student, this isn't going to work for me. It says I'm masquerading, I'm not a real student, but you can link your Google Drive to Canvas and then you can just go find a file in your Google Drive. Same thing with Office 365. So some assignments are going to have a lot more flexibility on how you can turn something in, and then you can click submit and you can move on to that next assignment. Okay. Now I can't click submit here because I haven't actually done anything, but again, if I go back here, click yada yada, then I can click submit, and then I would be able to advance to the next assignment. Now I'm going to show you something real quick here. When you go to modules, after you have submitted things or viewed them, you're going to see these green check marks appear saying, yay, you've done it. So if you leave your chemistry course and then come back later and you want to try and see, like, where did I leave off? Well, just go to modules or on your homepage, you're going to see these green check marks, and then that one doesn't have a green check mark, so that's my next step. I just start right there, okay? I just want to, also up in the side here, announcements is our other major thing here. You won't see grades over here. You just go to PowerSchool to look at grades, because PowerSchool is weighted. It's going to show you accurate grades. It's not going to show you a quiz that's only half graded. It's going to show you your completed grades. Okay, so that's where we put grades. We left them off of Canvas. But announcements, you can come into announcements and you can see announcements here. As we get more and more announcements, the most recent ones will be stuck at the top. But in your account settings, if you were to click up here, there's a lot of settings that you can select. And one of those is to get an email every time there's an announcement, or to get an email every time something has been graded, things like that. Make sure you go in there and mess around with that. Put in settings that you want so that you don't miss anything important. If I'm trying to remind you, we have a quiz tomorrow, make sure that you study your ions or whatever it is, that's going to come as an announcement. And if you set your notifications to email you, you're more likely to see that and not be surprised by whatever's coming the next day. So I think overall, that is everything that we need to cover. But remember, with the due dates, you want to try and get your assignments turned in by that due date. And all of your work will be due prior to the beginning of that next class period. So I'll probably use the previous day as the due date. And you just want to get things in there on time in order to get full credit. All right, see you in class.